Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah me, I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah me, I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long.
Hello, Bonjour and Monani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, more especially under these circumstances. So this network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. My name is Dr. Riel Nkunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So if you're watching us online, please feel free to put in the chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to achieve from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have an amazing speaker who's going to share some nuggets on trauma in human rights. In West Hollywood, Los Angeles, we have Dr. Marcia Martin. So I'm just gonna let you introduce yourself, Dr. Marcia.
Thanks so much, Riel. I'm so excited to be here and to be able to share the very fundamental principle that absolutely everyone, regardless of age, sex, skin color, regardless of any outside determining factor, the most important thing we need to remember is that it is everyone's birthright to live in joy, abundance, peace, and love. And if all of us move forward with that mindset, we will truly be creating that heaven on earth that we're all searching for. So I just want to encourage everyone, instead of feeling that you need to beat someone down in order for you to get ahead, change your way of viewing the world and recognize when you lift someone up, both of you are able to benefit. And certainly for me, I know that when I am surrounding myself with other people who are lifting me and I am lifting in return, my world is so much more magical. And I don't miss competing. I don't miss trying to be first, because I'm enjoying so much the opportunity to share and to be part of a greater community.
Oh, wow. It's such a great honor to have you, Dr. Martin, on this platform. And I'm looking forward to hear more of your message. But you know what, before we get started, I always have a disclaimer, because when you talk of human rights, really, it's quite a sensitive topic to discuss in public. So we always have a disclaimer here at Rise to Greater Heights Network. We're only here to provide information about human rights to the public. So legal information is not the same as legal advice as to the application of law to an individual's specific circumstances. So we cannot offer any legal advice in response to specific questions. And we strongly recommend that you consult a lawyer if you need such help. So Dr. Martin, I have a question for you. If you happen to have your own billboard, I can see your billboard. Maybe it's already down there in West Hollywood. What will your billboard say?
I think it has to say something that I have learned to live from my own pain and my own struggle. And that is, when you heal your heart, you will transform your life.
When you heal your heart, you will transform your life. Wow, what a profound billboard. Oh my goodness, I just love it. I really love it. So I believe mine will say that, you know what, the sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. We're just up there viewing what we just want to do with our lives. So let's all rise to greater heights. And you know what? It's coming. It's definitely coming. So we're gonna get started, Dr. Martin. So I'm gonna share Dr. Marcia Martin's bio. Dr. Marcia Martin has a PhD in theology with a master's degree in both psychology and metaphysics. She is an ordained metaphysical minister, a best-selling author, a public speaker. Dr. Marcia Martin is a spiritual empowerment counselor. She specializes in helping people heal their relationship with themselves and helping people recover from the emotional pain and trauma they've experienced in the past, with an emphasis on narcissistic relationships. Her goal is to empower you. It's her extreme honor and privilege to guide you towards living the life of your dreams. So she is a clairaudient, which is hearing angel communicator, who has received much guidance and many tools from the angelic realm. She will teach you simple techniques and easy to understand methods that will enable you to let go of the past, release your fears and frustrations, limiting beliefs, and all negative self-talk, so that you will be free to live a life that is filled with joy. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Dr. Marcia Martin.
Thank you so much.
It
is truly an honor to be here and to share. And as I said, it is not me speaking from a high place that I'm higher than you. It is me having walked out of the pain and the darkness of despair and wanting others to know they can do it as well. So that's the goal. That is the mission, is to share how much power we truly have, and how every one of us can get a hold of that power and use it for our greatest good.
Yes, you can take it away, Dr. Martin, with your speech.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I want to talk about the most in terms of human rights, for me, trauma is kind of the hallmark of how we get into these places that feel that they are dark or that they are unnavigable. And that is when we want to give up, or the time when we want to believe that perhaps this is the best that we're going to be able to do. And so we begin seeing ourselves as much less than we truly are. And perhaps we start giving up because we're no longer recognizing that we are powerful beings and we are responsible for the circumstances that we are interacting with. So let's look at that, because I don't want people to feel victimized by that statement. And this is not victim bashing where I'm saying, oh, it's all your fault because you didn't know something and you walked into it and now you don't know how to get out. I just want everyone to remember, okay, you got there through your ignorance, and we have all been there, and I am the one that stepped in all of it. So this is not judgment. So, but it is important to remember, okay, you got into this place that doesn't feel good. You're not stuck. There is always something that you can do, and there is always a way out. But you've got to commit to moving out of the place where you are in alignment with the problem and over to the place where you are willing to entertain and interact with the solution. So problem is focusing on everything that's wrong. Oh, this is terrible. Poor me. I hate my life, and all of those kinds of things. And that may be true. That may be the reality that you're living right now. That may be all that you are able to see. However, there's a truth that is always applies to every person and is not affected by whatever reality we're experiencing. And that truth is your way out. So that truth is the divine truth, which is you are always safe and loved. And if you can, while you're in the midst of the darkness, while the victimhood has claimed you, if you can take a breath and just remind yourself, wait a minute, I'm experiencing this reality, but I don't have to continue to experience it. As soon as I allow myself to remember that I am safe and loved, I am heading over into the solution. So what does that mean, that everyone is safe and loved? Well, it means that it's impossible for us to engage in a behavior that the divine would consider reprehensible or unlovable or unredeemable. So we have freedom to act as badly or as beautifully as we choose to act, and we will still be loved unconditionally. We will still be accepted unconditionally. So let's say you did make that really bad decision, and now you're afraid that you've gone too far. There is no too far in the mind of the divine. Now let's look at the other side, which is safety. As I found for myself, once I let go of the conversation of, oh, okay, I made a mistake, a lot of mistakes, but I'm still considered worthy in the eyes of the divine. Okay, well then maybe I now have the freedom to make better decisions because I'm not chastising myself constantly for how stupid I was to get myself in this position in the first place. Maybe I can start developing and empowering myself so that I am able to change my circumstances. And the other side of that, because then the fear comes in, oh, you know, what, I'm not safe, or I'm not strong enough, or I'm not capable. Well, the divine teach us that we are always safe. Now, it is true that the physical body can cease to exist. It can be harmed beyond repair. You can run into a situation that you are not going to be able to encounter physically. But all that means is you end this particular life experience and you return to the heart of the divine. So instead of fearing that we're going to make a mistake or that we're not big enough or bold enough or strong enough to change our lives in a way that is going to be better, I want us to just instead step in to the knowledge that we are safe and loved, and nothing is going to affect the eternal being that we are. And so learn to make our decisions and live our life from that place of empowerment instead of fear or limitation, feeling small, feeling unworthy, feeling as though others are more important. Let's begin stepping into our fullness and our wholeness and really being proud of all that we've learned on this journey, whether it's good or it's bad. I learned more from the bad than I have from getting it right. So deep gratitude for all those crazy decisions I made when I didn't know better. I'm not really interested in going back and making those same decisions again. And I certainly wouldn't be happy with myself if I just threw away all that I know now and started making bad decisions again. but gosh, those bad decisions got me here. So I can't be completely disheartened by the zigzag of the journey. Instead, just be proud of who you are, be proud of what you're learning, be excited that you still have the opportunity to make better decisions, and let go of the shame and the blame. If we have any right as human beings, we have the right to feel good. We have the right to live a life that is aligned with our highest good and really uplifts ourselves and everyone around us. So there's absolutely no reason to feel that you need to shrink back or hide or in some way allow life to defeat you. There will be times when it doesn't go your way. As soon as you can, pick yourself back up. Remember who you are, a child of God, and tell yourself, well, I'm safe and loved. So that experiment didn't go too well, but let me get on to the next one with the knowledge that I've gained from this and see what I can do instead.
Wow, Dr. Martin, oh my goodness, you've just dropped big nuggets on trauma and awareness. And you've also mentioned that what exactly trauma is and how can you recover as an individual once you experience that trauma. And we'll have to let go of our fears and any trauma related products that are going into the energy card space, and we'll have to align with the divine. What a profound message, Dr. Martin. And you've also kind of shed some light on the healing side, which is something that we truly need. Thank you so much for sharing such a much needed message. And I believe that someone's life out there is going to be changed with just this message that you've shared today. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I'm going to encourage everyone to take the time to spend more time in this energetic heart space. This is your connection to the divine. Everyone has it. There's no one that has been forgotten. And this is a connection that you can never cut off. You can choose to either make it profoundly large or teeny tiny and barely functioning at all, but it will remain. And the more time that you spend in the heart, clearing away the pain and the trauma, the abuse, whatever you've encountered, the more time you spend reminding yourself of your value instead of the ways in which you failed, the more this heart space will open and give you access to the divine. And then you get guidance and your life becomes so much easier. And then you just exponentially begin widening that space so that you remember, gosh, I'm never alone. I'm not on this journey by myself. I don't have to be afraid. And it is easy to recover when you feel supported than when you are feeling unloved, lonely, rejected, abandoned, certainly everything we all feel at some point, and as a result of trauma. So if something has happened to you, I am so sorry that you had to go through that, but I'm going to support you in looking at what it is, finding what you learned, taking that lesson and using it to propel yourself to a position of greatness.
I believe our audience really they're gonna reach out to you, I'm telling you, because they need this accountability partner. Because what we do when we face all these failures in life, we just accept defeat, and we'll be like, okay, this is where my journey ends. So we need someone just like you will be telling us, you know what, it's okay. It's okay to feel sorrow. It's okay to feel pain, but get over it. Get over it. It's really, really amazing on how you just lay out all the foundations on how really to navigate around life through all those challenges that we come across, because honestly, we can't run away from it. We can't run away from it. We face it daily, but how do we overcome it? That's when we reach out to you. That's when we just need this person who will hold us hand by hand, guiding us. Okay, you've gone through this, and this is what you can do. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Dr. Martin. I'm not too sure if you just wanted to share more nuggets on trauma.
Yes, I wanted to share with everyone, because I do work with the angels. That is a whole nother avenue of guidance, support, and love that we all have access to, but may not realize it. So I want everyone to understand what incredible helpers we have, and share a tool they shared with me early on in my journey that really helped me stop getting myself in situations that would be potentially harmful for me. As a helper, it was always very difficult for me not to want to jump in when I saw that someone else was hurting. And that's not always appropriate. Sometimes you are putting yourself in a dangerous situation, or you don't have the resources or the tools or whatever it is the person may need in order to receive the help that they need. So it's better not to just jump into a situation, but to wait for guidance and be told whether or not this is something that you should be doing. And trust that if you're not the right person, God will send someone who is. So we never have to worry that if you're not getting the message or the desire to go help someone, that they're left all alone. No one is ever alone, and there are more than enough people with the skills that are necessary that are available to help the person when it's time. There may not be enough of you to go around, but you're not supposed to go around to every person. But here's the thing that they taught me when I was struggling so much in the beginning, not to get myself in these situations that where I didn't belong, where I had no ability to help, and I was just causing damage to myself and probably damage to the other person, because I didn't have any resources. And I don't know that I was perhaps delaying their ability to find the answer. So knowing that I wanted to help, knowing that I was willing to put myself in bad situations, they needed to give me something that could be effective anywhere and at any time, that did not include putting myself personally and physically into the situation. So in our energetic realm, and we all have one, and it's the vibration that is within and without our bodies. Within our energetic realm, we are able to create products. It's just like using your imagination. And the particular thing they told me to create is a blanket of pink and gold light. So the pink represents that unconditional love and acceptance of the divine, and the gold represents the light and the love of the Holy Spirit, so that someone feels as though, gosh, I'm getting a hug. And so you just, in your mind's eye, weave a blanket of pink and gold light. And when you see someone that is in distress, or you learn of a situation, or you want to cover the world, this blanket is created by you to be the size that you need and has no limits So you can cover the entire globe with your blanket or your city or just one person. So you weave this blanket in your mind and then you let it go. You let it go with the intention that it will go to either a specific person, a specific situation, or it will go to whomever is in need at this time. And they have shown me that you need to weave this blanket and throw it or offer it 3 different times, because first of all, we all have free will and this doesn't violate free will. So the blanket may come to a person and they are not aware, or the blanket may come and they're, oh, you know, what's this? I don't really feel like receiving this. Or the blanket may come and there may be just complete rejection. Oh, I don't want anything to do with this. Give someone 3 times to become aware of this beautiful energetic presence that wants to love them. And then if not, you can instruct your blanket to return to you. Or what I do is say, if the person that I've intended it for, or the situation for which I've intended it, doesn't want to receive it, please go to whomever or whatever does want to receive unconditional love and acceptance at this time. And that way, you know, no matter where you are or what you're doing, you have assisted someone in some way without violating their free will. So it is my recipe for everything. Anytime I hear of anyone who's hurting in any way, they immediately get a pink and gold blanket. I put them on myself too. If I'm having a moment, that I give myself a blanket. But it's a wonderful, beautiful tool that no one needs to know that you're doing unless you choose to share. And it is tremendously effective.
Oh, wow. Wow. So like my takeaway, this pink and gold blanket is going to help you on your way to healing, right?
Absolutely. And remember, this is something you are constructing, so you can make it soft and warm if it's a cold day. You can make it light and airy if it's a hot day. You can make it anything you want it to be. It's just woven with the love and acceptance of the divine. So that's the only constant that it's going to have, is just this beautiful feeling of, wow, I matter. But it can be any shape, any size, any material that you want it to be.
Wow. But what if I don't know how to knit or whatever, so I can just buy this pink and gold blanket then?
Oh, absolutely. You can see yourself going to the store, the Divine Store, and buying a pink and gold blanket. Or if you have ever watched a YouTube video on weaving or knitting or whatever, you can do it yourself. Or just ask the angels, hey, show me how to make this blanket. It's completely up to you. And the thing that I want people to remember is the angels are not a serious, solemn group of beings. They are light, happy, light-hearted, happy, childlike. They're fun and they're funny and they love joking. So they're not going to make this heavy or difficult or unwieldy. They're going to make this fun. And I have a wonderful story. They're always joking with me because I call on them constantly. I do not allow myself anymore to get in places where I feel overwhelmed, lost, confused, depressed, or any of those things without saying, okay, angels, I need help. So I had a decision that I needed to make, and I was just feeling pushed and pulled in all directions. What should I do? Blah, 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 blah. So I am doing errands that day, And one of the things that I needed to do was make copies, and Staples is close by, so I decided to go make these copies at Staples. And while I'm driving there, I'm saying, okay, angels, don't forget, I need a sign. Because I had said to them, okay, I know you're going to help me. You always do. I appreciate the help so much. But because I'm experiencing so much turmoil, I need an outer sign. I don't want you just to give me the information in my mind like you always do. I need some outer confirmation because I want to make sure that I am 100% correct on this. So I'm driving to Staples and I'm saying, okay, don't forget, I need a sign, or hey, angels, I'm excited about that sign you're going to be sending me. Thank you so much for always coming through. And that's something to remember. I asked in this lane. So, hey, angels, I really need you to help me make this decision. I want to make sure I'm in alignment. So that's my ask, but I can't continue to stay in asking lane if I want to receive an answer. So I've got to get away from ask and over to receive, which is, oh, thank you for giving me the answer. I'm excited about the sign that you're going to share with me and the answer that will solve this or give me the information that I need to make my best choice. So I'm driving. Okay, angels, I'm excited about this sign. I'm looking all around. I'm staying really alert. Getting nothing, not even hearing anything. So I'm like, okay, wonder when they're going to come up with this sign. Well, this particular Staples has underground parking. So I take the elevator up to the store level and I'm exiting and there are other people in the elevator with me and I don't notice anything, but just go do my copies, have a absolutely fabulous woman help me. And I'm walking out and again, I'm thinking, gotta stay alert. I know they're going to be sending me a sign. And as I am leaving, I'm leaving from a different exit than I entered. In front of me, there is a sandwich board sign, and a sandwich board has this shape. And on the side that was facing me in fluorescent pink, it says, "This is your sign." I was like, okay, you guys are hilarious. I get it. And that was very funny. But now, come on, I need the answer. That's my confirmation. That's my sign. But where's my answer? So then they said, okay, you're going to get a text message in a few minutes. Read that text and it will show you why you need to go in this direction. So they are funny, lighthearted, but dependable. You can rely on your divine support. There is never a time when the answer is not forthcoming. You may not be able to hear it, see it, or feel it, but that's on you. That's not the divine denying you. So if you have asked for some help and you're not receiving it, don't be afraid to say, please send me the answer again. I wasn't able to receive it, interpret it, understand what you're asking of me, whatever it is. Don't be afraid to continue the dialogue. Just open to the dialogue in the first place.
Wow, wow. Dr. Martin, you are telling me that faith without works is dead. That's what I'm getting from you. So you'll have to believe in order for you to receive. Wow, what a profound message. So how can the audience reach out to you then? Like if they just want to work with you, do you have any any freebie or anything that you just want to offer to our audience today, how they can reach out to you, how they can communicate with you.
Absolutely. I have a wonderful gift. It's a new ebook, 11 Ways in Which We Resist the Angels. And I am giving it away for everyone that signs up to my mailing list. So please go to my website. It's mmhearthealer.com and join my mailing list, and you will immediately receive this 11 Ways We Resist the Angels. And it might just surprise you, some of the ways that we don't realize we're standing in the way of angelic assistance. So the book is going to give you some ideas of the way in which you're resisting, and then offer you some suggestions about what you can do instead. So please sign up for our mailing list. You will have to confirm in order to receive the book. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. So check your spam folder if it doesn't show up immediately, or send me an email and say, hey, where's my ebook if you don't get it, is I want you to have this information. It's mmhearthealer.com. And if you are really good at computers, it's /11 ways. If not, just go to mmhearthealer.com and sign up for the mailing list.
Wow, wow. For all the good people, reach out to Dr. Martin, and you're gonna get this freebie that she's really, really offering. And you need someone who will hold you accountable for you not progressing, for you not healing through your trauma. So Dr. Martin is the right person for you to reach out to. So thank you so much, Dr. Martin. And I believe that our audience have been really, really inspired. They've been moved. So they're gonna definitely reach out to you because they need this. They need to hear this. So thank you so much. So to our audience online, please feel free. If you happen to have any questions to Dr. Martin, please drop them on the chat box, and then we're going to attend to your questions at the end of the podcast. Any questions, really, you can just ask Dr. Martin. I can see our audience, they are really, really watching. Mariah, she's saying, thank you for sharing this, Marcia. And Princess is watching. Lawrence, Jenny, I can see you watching. Annalie, I can see you watching. So our audience, really, they're going to reach out to you. They've been moved, they've been inspired, and they need to hear more of this. So thank you so much, Dr. Martin.
You're so welcome. I just want to add that whenever you reach out to me or work with me, whether it's within the community, which is self-study, or whether you're working with me directly, this is not an opportunity for me to say to you, oh, what were you thinking? This is an opportunity for the energetic community, the angelic realm, to help you see how you got where you are, and then how you can exit from where you are into a place of joy. So there's no shame, no blame, and no condemnation. It's merely providing a roadmap that will lead you out of the darkness into that light of love that absolutely everyone deserves to encounter. If you're willing, they will guide you there. You must be willing. I can't do it for you. They won't do it for you. But that is all that's required, is a willing heart and the desire to move from where you are out of that pain into a place of joy, into a place of love.
Wow, no condemnation, but only support that you're just giving, only the roadmap that you are giving to our audience. Wow, such I believe that our audience really will reach out and start working with you. So again, thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Okay.
I just want everyone to know, because I certainly personally walked a path of deep shame for a very long time. And when I did reach out to people, I usually got more shame and blame and condemnation in return. And that kept me in the darkness even longer. And I'm not blaming those people. I think they probably thought they were helping. But heart work is all about letting you see how brilliant and beautiful, powerful and perfect you already are, and helping you step into your truth and away from that lie that you may have been living for a really long time.
Mm. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, it happens quite frequently. And then like if you are going through some challenges, you end up not being able to open up about everything because you've already been judged before you even open your mouth. So I thank you for being that kind of a partner that will be able like to, hold my hand, guide me, direct me where I need direction. That's what we need, because the change that we want to see in this world must first begin with us. So yes, go out there, good people, and reach out to Dr. Marcia Martin. And yes, if you are really, really interested and like to start healing now, because we've all been through different challenges in life, but at the end of the day, we'll have to heal. So reach out to Dr. Martin. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be the next speaker. I'm gonna be the next speaker, yes. But before I speak, since no one is here to introduce me, I'm gonna share my bio with you and I'll come back and speak. So please enjoy. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. Really, my goal as a mentor or as a coach, it's so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to pursue success and drive sustainability. I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights.
Dr. Nampumelelo Rial Kunene is an international human rights policy analyst who consults on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance. She is a highly sought-after, energetic, certified Lace Brown International speaker. This passionate leader holds a PhD with a discipline in leadership and business. Dr. Rial N. Kunene is the author and host to Rise to Greater Heights, a book and YouTube channel to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. She is also a coach, mentor, and an MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. Her vision is not only to motivate, but also to empower audiences with a fresh perspective inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes. In a seriously funny way, Dr. Kunene is an award-winning author, 10 times #1 Amazon and international best-selling author. Her #1 best-selling book, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. As a trainer, diplomacy protocol officer, and strategist, Rial believes that we are in full control of our choices. Her mission is to meet the needs and transform lives of her clients and her audience. She is also a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations. Dr. Kunene's purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help organizations understand and promote human rights. Her goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs, then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. This change maker, trailblazer, and revolutionary is pushing boundaries and creating a real change worldwide. Like a phoenix that never accepted defeat and rose from its own ashes, she wants to challenge you to unleash your greatness and rise to greater heights. Dr. Rial Nkunene wears many hats. As a professional certified sales manager, CEO, certified travel counselor, publisher, medical esthetician, philanthropist, and a commissioner for oaths, following her dreams gave her purpose to see her goals through and understand that she does have everything she needs to reach her full potential. Her everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish your dreams. Hebrews 11, Psalms 27 and 40 keeps her to rise to greater heights. The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Kings and queens, please join me. Welcome, Dr. Rial Nkunene.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Marcia, for setting the bar high for me. So I'm like, oh my goodness, am I going to be able to fit in those shoes? But you know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to try and fit in your shoes. And you've shared everything about trauma. You've shared the awareness of trauma, how to release it, as well as the healing. So I'm coming to you now. With human rights. What comes into your mind when you hear the word human rights? You can put in the chat box what comes into your mind when you hear the word human rights. Human rights. Really, human rights are God-given fundamental rights and freedoms that are inherent to all human beings, regardless of your gender, nationality, place of residency, sex, ethnicity, religion, or even your skin color. Human rights are not just about the law. So human rights are non-discriminatory, meaning that all human beings are entitled to them. Good people, you really don't have to see the whole staircase in life, but you need to take the first step to get to the top. As my mentor always say, that you don't have to be great to get started, but you'll have to get started to become great in life. So get started today. My everyday book says, always learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause. So get started today, learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, and bring justice to the fatherless. It's high time, good people, it's high time we get more knowledge on human rights so that we'll know when our human rights have been violated, because I know that we all have a voice, but not everyone knows how to use it. So as an advocate for human rights, really, I encourage change makers and educate them on the issues at hand so that their voices can be heard too. So I work with individuals in charge, listening very closely before calling out issues that needs change. And I serve not just as a vocal protester, but I go one step further by encouraging these changes through education instead of merely telling government leaders why something needs fixing, which happens quite frequently. So to me, really, it was the death of George Floyd that made me to realize that we need to stand for a world where no one shall live in fear because of the color of their skin, and where the criminal justice system treats everyone fairly and equally. So if you remember it very well, in May 25th, 2020, George Floyd died in police custody in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This 46-year-old Black man was arrested and killed after a convenience store employee called 911 on Floyd's suspicion of passing a counterfeit $20 bill. The video that was captured by a bystander, it showed George Floyd pinned face down on the ground and in handcuffs as he was pleading for help. I can't breathe. And finally, he fell silent. May his soul rest in eternal peace. It is so impossible not to be outraged after watching that video of the Minneapolis officer pressing his knee against Floyd's neck for a period initially reported to be 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I believe that everyone is born free and everyone has the right to life. So no one should ever be subject to such unjustified violence. Hence, I am here today to educate everyone to know their human rights. Always seek passion, good people. Always seek passion. Try by all means to know your human rights so that you will know what next step you can take when your human rights have been violated. So our organization, it filled a critical role in the society by providing valuable services that governments may not always be able to deliver. So like from poverty relief to human rights advocacy, we are just we are as vital for supporting the most vulnerable members of our community. We are just an integral part of our society, and we're involved like globally in human rights, climate change, and humanitarian aid. And there are many ways in which we need to persuade governments to adopt human rights related policies, legislations, and some of them it includes by providing information for the general public through events like this, through exhibits, side events, and formal speeches, or even lobbying officials during meetings and negotiations. So get more knowledge, seek passion, get familiar with your human rights. You know, it's so funny how my mom and dad gave me this beautiful, beautiful name, Nompumelelo. I remember when Dr. Martin yesterday, she was asking me, how do you say your name? I'm like, don't even try. People always butcher saying my name, so I'm okay with my middle name. So really, Nompumelelo in my own language, it means mother of all success. So you can see that I am really challenged. I am so challenged to chase after success. No matter what comes my way, I am challenged because I'll have to follow my name. There is power in our names. If I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve maybe in the next 6 months? I know myself, I am one of those. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. So really, as a human rights analyst, my purpose is so simple. My purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help many organizations out there to understand and promote human rights. And I also make a difference by bringing solutions and educating others, because it was Barack Obama who once said, the future rewards those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. So let's all press on. And you know what? You really don't have to be politically involved to learn about your human rights. All human beings are entitled to them, and you can never, ever be excluded from your own human rights. Why? I'm glad you've asked that, because these are God-given fundamental rights and freedoms. They are all inherent through birth. These are God-given fundamental rights and freedoms. As flight attendants always say, that put on your oxygen mask first before you go out there and assist others, because if you don't, you and the other person that you're trying to help could possibly go down. So put on that oxygen mask first, get familiar with your human rights. It's a wake-up call, good people. It's a wake-up call to know more about your human rights. It's a wake-up call, but when that alarm clock goes off, please don't ever hit the snooze button. Don't be like, I will wake up in the next 2 minutes. I will wake up in the next 4 minutes. You know what? Forever is a long time. Why don't you wake up, get going, and get more knowledge on human rights? Remember that a right is a freedom of some kind. It doesn't matter where we were born or what kind of family we were born into. We all have the internal recognition of the moral quality of one's motives and actions. It was Nelson Mandela who once said, to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. And trust me, this message sets something within me. So I am a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations from even happening from the first place. So what I do, I consult on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance, and then I advise on best practices for implementing human rights programs. And I can also assist with audits of operations against international standards. And I do research, and I can also help like draft human rights related policies, human rights related policies on discrimination at workplace, harassment at workplace, diversity and inclusion, patients' rights, and many more human rights related policies, because I have a duty of raising awareness of people's rights and providing solutions. I believe that an essential thing in human rights is based on the principle of respect for and every individual that you come across, because what I do, I believe that we need to raise awareness. We need to raise awareness because the most critical thing in our species, right, is based on moral grounds. Each and every individual deserves respect, no matter who they are and what they are doing in life. They all deserve respect. You know, I so wish that you can just tell yourself that you've had enough from Dr. Martin with the trauma healing, as well as like, you know, kind of observing exactly what trauma can do, the damage behind it. And now I'm sharing more nuggets on human rights. I so wish that you can just tell yourself that, you know what, I'll have to make a difference. The change that I want to see in this world must first begin with me. I have to be the change. But in order for you to make the difference, in order for you to be the change, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be hungry like a hungry lion in the jungle. Really, that hungry lion in the jungle, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. It doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant by the jungle or that small squirrel. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. It's so funny because even with elephants, when they see a lion, what they do is that they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. They already told themselves that, you know what, I am a lunch to that lion. So each and every time when I see a lion, I'll have to run. I believe that's the lion mindset that we need in order for us to make a difference in this world, because I believe that we all rise together, and we rise by lifting each other up. Like Dr. Martin mentioned, that we are not here to step on one another. We're not here to tear anyone down, but we're here to help each other rise, because if we rise together, we're going to rise to greater heights. That's my belief, that we are only here to fix each other's crown than tearing anyone down. We are here and we're gonna rise together to greater heights. You know, it's so funny, when I was in the 8th grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition using the idiomatic expression that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird, meaning I became successful again. So really, that English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it resonates with me, and it also aligns with my destiny. And for those of you who don't know the phoenix bird, the phoenix is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This immortal creature acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestor, which represents our capacity for vision and success. I want to encourage you, if you're watching and listening under my voice, that when your world comes crashing down, wear your scars to show how a phoenix feels like to die from inside, and trust in your own capability to rise from your own ashes, since the phoenix has to burn, experience pain, die before a resurrection from its own ashes. You know, in conclusion, please write this down, resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. And I know you've heard this before, that your setback is your setup for your comeback. Your setback is your setup for your comeback. So if I can be honest with you, I don't know what goals you've set for the next 6 months. I don't know what dreams you have for your own future, but here's one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. But many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that God has a better plan for every one of us. Your objective is what you were designed for, and the reason why you live today. With God, I believe that we are all destined for greatness as long as we follow his strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gifts and following God's idea will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach your full potential. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, he once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what skills, what talents, and what books will die with you? And the late Dr. Miles Monroe once said, the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the goals, all the visions, all the skills, all the talents have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you, but with me listening to all these messages, it just gave me sleepless nights. And I remember very well when the pandemic started, I started writing my book, Rise to Greater Heights, which is a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. And I didn't stop there, like I've mentioned with the whole George Floyd incident. I believe that we are all born into this world, and we should be treated with dignity and respect. So I believe that everyone is born free. We all have the 30 Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which are God-given fundamental rights and freedoms, because I believe that we are all equal in dignity. It doesn't matter where we're born or what kind of family we're born into. We are all equal in dignity. And you might have to ask yourself, what's holding you back from going confident in the direction of your dreams? Is it fear, mediocrity, procrastination, distraction? What's holding you back? Kings and queens, it's so essential to assess your goals, progress, and you'll have to cultivate your mindset for success. If you want to succeed in life, cultivate your mindset for success, because I believe that we can always bounce back to life because of our resilience. You can always bounce back to life and rise to greater heights. And I also have a free transformation guide for you. It's available on my website, www.risetogreaterheights.com. With this free transformation guide, trust me, you'll be able to explore leadership, empowerment, being purpose-driven, mentorship, coaching, resilience to greatness, mental health, emotional intelligence, and many, many more topics, including spiritual growth, as well as successful parenting. Because growing up, I didn't have much in life, because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. And I thank God that I missed that flight, because I'm still here. I'm still sharing my story, because I had everything because of my mama's love. And I love you, love you, love you so much, Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Martin. So at this moment, please feel free once again to remind the audience how they can reach out to you. If you have any freebie, the books that you want to promote, any upcoming events that you want to share with the audience, the floor is yours. And remember to share your final thoughts on your subject too. So the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. My website is mmhearthealer.com. And I'm going to invite you all. There is such a wealth of material there. I have a live YouTube every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, where we look at daily life problems, things that are occurring in the world, in our lives, ways in which we are being impacted. And then we take a look, what angelic helper can get us through this? What advice can they give us? Why did we get here? I find that it's so important to look at how we got here so that we don't end up just living our lives like crabs scuttling sideways, but we are actually able, as you have said so poignantly, to rise to greater heights. We want to keep moving forward. So it's important to look at where we are, how we got to where we are, and where we want to go. And so everyone is welcome to join me on YouTube on Tuesdays. It's 3 p.m. Pacific. You can find all that information on my website. It's mmhearthealer.com. And everyone is welcome to join my mailing list and receive that free gift, 11 Ways We Resist Angelic Assistance. And as well, I have a spiritual community that I have created on the Patreon platform. And for $11.11 a month, you have access to all of the tools and the techniques that the angels have shared with me to date. They are constantly sharing new things with me, so I'm constantly adding to it. But for $11.11, you can just immerse yourself in the angelic world. The counseling is a different setup and a different price point, but if you are just curious or just want some help, take advantage of the everything the angels have shared with me, and join this spiritual community where you will get support. It's all about support. It's all about, as you said so beautifully, overcoming the fear. We have a choice every day. Are we going to live in fear and stay small, or are we going to walk in love and be empowered? So I'm encouraging each one of us to walk in love, to be empowered, to align with the divine, and to discover who you really are and what you are really capable of. And I guarantee absolutely everyone has brought a magnificent gift to share, and you are the only person that can share it. No one else can do what you can do.
Oh, wow, that's your purpose. We are here for a purpose to fulfill our purpose. No one else
Yes.
will ever do that if you don't do it. Wow, wow. So could people go out there and reach to Dr. Martin? And I like the way you had the $11, 11 cents. I'm like, it should be your angelic number.
Absolutely. You know, the angels help me in every minute of every day, and I want others to understand just how easy it is to work with them and how much just opening to their guidance will change your life. When you commit to clearing and healing your heart, now you become superpowered because you have so much less baggage that you're trying to drag along. But okay, you're not there yet. At least you can get angelic assistance right where you are. And that's going to make it so much easier for you to rise to those greater heights that everyone is capable of.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Martin, for your time to be with us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network. You know what? You've changed my life, and I believe that many audience out there have been really, really inspired with your message. I'll go back and watch the replay over and over again until I get tired, but I doubt if I will ever get tired. So
Oh,
thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
well, thank you so much for this incredible work that you're doing and for reminding people that we don't have to sit in quiet misery. And
Mm.
I really think that message needs to be heard again and again and again. That is not the message from the divine. That is a message from those who are lost in the ego and are walking fear-filled lives. They are trying to share that some are better than others because they're concerned that they're not enough.
Yeah.
But we know we're all more than enough. There is more than enough of everything for every person.
Wow.
And we get there faster and with more fun when we lift others up and ask them to join us than when we step on others and try to do it solo.
Wow.
So
Wow.
thank you for your wonderful work and for encouraging people to rise higher and to be aware and not to settle for that mediocre lifestyle.
Life. Yeah. Yeah. Don't get comfortable in that mediocre life. We are extraordinary individuals. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
And it's impossible for you to be a mistake.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what challenge you may have brought with you into this life. You chose it because you feel like it's going to give you the most value that it possibly can. So let's learn to celebrate our challenges, to get excited by whatever limitation we may have agreed to so that we can overcome it and really embrace the fullness.
Wow.
So,
wow.
you know, there's a gentleman that I know, and I helped him write his autobiography, and he has a very rare form of muscular dystrophy. So he is in a wheelchair, but he was one of the most impressive people that I've ever met. And he said, well, look at me. I've got some physical limitations, but because I was stuck in this chair, I had so much time to learn. And so I expanded my world through learning. And wow, that has always stuck with me about, hey, you know what? There is no person that is so broken that they have nothing to offer. You may be able to offer whatever it is differently from me, but that is what makes this world so fabulous. So don't be afraid to share what you have from wherever it is that you're beginning. And maybe if it is, as this gentleman, something that is physically restricting,
Yeah.
your physical body won't change, but you can still have a fabulous impact in the world. There's nothing limiting your contribution.
There
There's
is no limit.
always a way you can make a difference.
No limits at all. Yes, we've been called into this world to make a difference. And you
Yeah.
mentioned that we should celebrate our failures because, delays are not denials. We can fail 7 times, but get back up on the 8th time because you've got this. You've got this. Why do you have to hang in there for a long time, like to give up? You've got this. Wow. You know what? We're going to be here the whole day. I'm telling you. We're going to be here the whole day. But you know what? I believe that our audience really have been really, really inspired by your message. And thank you. Thank you so much for pouring into us today, for sharing more and more nuggets on, like, you're like just pushing me. You can do this. You've got this. That's the message I'm getting from you.
You do have it. And you know what?
Hmm.
Let's imagine that right now you're sitting in the mud with a face full of shame. Allow that to be your hallelujah moment.
Wow.
Allow that to be the time that you say, I'm done. I'm not going to take this kind of abuse anymore. I'm going to get up, brush myself off, and say, it's time. It's time for me to go within, to clear away all of these blocks and limitations that I've allowed to get in my way. And I'm going to make a difference.
Yeah.
So no matter where you are, if you're in the deepest, darkest place and you have that glimmer of hope that is telling you, hey, it's time, allow that to be your hallelujah moment. You're here. There is nothing that is going to stop you from getting where you want to go. It's just getting to the starting gate and actually taking that first step forward. So it doesn't matter where you start. It just matters that somewhere along the way, you gave yourself permission to do it. And I didn't start from a very high level position. I had made a big mess by the time I was ready to start over. I was on my knees. And if I can do it, you can do it.
Yes, if she can do it, we can do it too. You've shared with us that we should have our hallelujah moment. Let's use the stumbling blocks as a ladder to our success. We should take the baby steps in the right direction. Wow. My hallelujah moment is back.
Well, let's think about this. Okay, so in a way, you're so much further ahead than the person that hasn't had challenge, because you can look back and say, whoa, I'm so strong.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know so much about what I don't want. I see all of the times that I just kept going. And you really are bringing more to the situation than the person who has never experienced challenge and may be afraid of it. So you're amazing, and you're just going to get better. Let's begin there.
Oh my, I'm really, really inspired. I'm really inspired. Like the final thoughts, they're life-changing than your actual beginning. Like right now, you're like just pouring. you know what? You're like, just do it. Do it.
Yeah.
No one else will ever do it for you. Just do it. You've got this. The finish line is
You-
almost there. That's what I'm getting.
You do have it, and you can absolutely count on it, angelic support. They
Yeah.
will not do it for you because that would completely defeat the point of you being on the journey. But they will walk beside you every moment of the day, and they will help you choose the right path and overcome those obstacles more easily. So call on your support. Reach out. Don't be afraid. Nobody is alone ever.
Yes. You are never alone. And you know, when the time is right, I always say that because I'm a firm believer of God and the angels and Jesus. When the time is right, God will make it happen for you. Sometimes, you know, we just want things to be done now. And God will be like, hold
Yeah.
on, your time is coming. Run your own race. Don't compete with anyone except yourself to compete to be a better version of yourself. But when the time is right, I will make it happen. I will make it happen for you. So it's so amazing on how these messages, they connect together to just one message to encourage each one of us here to rise to greater heights, because we shouldn't put any limits. That mediocre life, that procrastination that's holding you back, it's high time you assess your goals and see where you are so that you are able to face your future with confidence and determination. So thank you so much, Dr. Martin, and thank you so much to
so
our
welcome.
audience. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. So I believe with all these amazing messages from Dr. Martin, from myself, you've been inspired, you've been motivated, and you are ready to rise to greater heights. So do join us next week at the same time, same place. Thank you. Merci. Siyabonga.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody spread the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as